a couple of other big stories this morning, David. First of all, the government is now going to move to add YouTube to its social media ban for children under the age of 16. Do you support that?
Well, I'd want to see the advice as to why YouTube is now being added to this. This bill was introduced in the last parliament. YouTube was excluded because of the educational benefits that it provides. So I want to see the advice as to what's changed with respect to that. I don't take lightly, but social media companies come to Australia saying that they're going to take us to court.
But I mean, it was the e-safety commissioner whose advice the government is now taking. So I mean, if on that advice, would you support the ban?
Well, I want to see the detail of that. I'm a free thinker, and I'll get to my own determination on that. I believe, and I supported for the broader social media for under 16s. I supported that, but I saw the advice previously around the educational benefits of YouTube, and this is where I got to say these social media companies have a responsibility. They actually do have the technology to help make sure that young people aren't exposed to this. It shouldn't take legislation. The reason they don't is because they get much of their advertising dollar by companies who are targeting those that are under 16 because they're big users of it. And this is where there is no moral compass of these social media companies who have the technology, like AI and others, to be able to protect the young and vulnerable.
I mean, I don't allow my kids onto YouTube. They're only little though. It just does something to their brains. I mean, as a father, are you comfortable with kids under 16 being on YouTube?
Well, in fact, my boys, YouTube is used, but it's used in the lounge room where my wife and I can see what they're viewing. It's not on iPads or anywhere else. It's our.
See, that's the
YouTube
thing. I mean, should the onus be on parents and not the companies? I mean, that's a criticism that's been said.
Oh, look, in many respects, you've got to understand it is the parents' responsibility. We can't abrogate our responsibilities to the state. But what we can do as legislators is help give them the tools. Give them the tools to be able to face into a very much changing society and media landscape. And how do we do that? And that's, I think, where legislators come into. And that's why I think it's important not to overreach and to take away some tools that could be beneficial if used properly and with the aid of social media companies who have the technology to limit this, to be able to give those protections and those tools to families.
Just a final one this morning, David. We just heard from Ed Husic. His view is that Australia should be following the UK and therefore following France in declaring a state of Palestine. They're going to do it at the UN General Assembly in September. The Prime Minister's resisted that so far. How do you feel about things? Should Australia be doing it or not?
No. Who are you going to deal with? Hamas? The reality is, until Hamas is removed, we will be going back down the same path that we have before. Israel has every right to defend itself after the 7th of October. The Australian people would expect the Australian government to go and eliminate a threat that came in and terrorised their own people. Until Hamas is gone, who can you deal with in a Palestinian state? I think this is dangerous symbolism, and the world needs to understand the situation on the ground there. We need to get foreign aid in, I grant you that, to make sure that the innocent are being looked after, but also appreciate that much of the problems we've got is Hamas are using them as shields, as human shields. These people need to be eliminated. There won't be peace until that's done. And Israel has every right to defend itself. We did the same thing after the Bali bombings, if you remember. We hunted down those that perpetrated hate on Australian citizens in Bali. And Israel has the same right to protect its people, particularly when there's already and still hostages from Israel that haven't been handed back. So I think the moral virtuings need to be fairly attributed here, and we need to have a look at this with reality rather than symbolism.
Well, and also Hamas has rejected peace talks as well, you know, so they've got a big role to play, obviously. David, we'll have to leave it there. Good to see you, though. We'll chat to you again next week.